Hello, this is a Brave 9 Mercenary spotlight on Lucius. Lucius is a legendary defender whose role is to block an entire lane. With his ability to resurrect and ward off multiple hits, he is one of the game's most tenacious units. For this reason, Lucius has been considered one of the game's best defenders since his release. I'll briefly go over his skills, gameplay style, and provide some opinions on him. I won't be going over the details of his skills, but just the general parts of it. I linked the Brave 9 Encyclopedia in the video description where you can easily read on his stats and skill values. Lucius's first skill is Resurrection. When Lucius dies for the first time, he'll come back to life. At plus 12, Lucius gets the ability to revive twice. The skill has an exception where Lucius is unable to receive other resurrection type skills, meaning that Belius Resurrection will not work on Lucius. Lucius's second skill is Death Guard. This skill is activated after Lucius resurrects. This is a guard skill that makes Lucius immune to damage for a certain amount of hits. Each attack on Lucius will remove one stack of his Death Guard. Lucius has to be actively attacked or caught in the AoE of an attack to lose Death Guard stacks. DOTs or counterattacks will not remove Death Guard stacks. It also doesn't matter how much damage an attack does, it will remove a stack regardless. Death Guard has some rules that should be understood. I'll use this NPC Ghost as an example since it also has the same Death Guard that Lucius has. In this example, this ghost has 3 hits of Death Guard, meaning that it will need to take 3 regular hits before it can start taking actual damage. Rogan hits twice with his regular attack, bringing the Death Guard down to 1. Elijah goes for the final attack, and now the ghost is able to die. As you can see, multi-hit attackers are very effective to shred through Death Guard. You can also burn through the final hit of Death Guard and kill the enemy in one hit if you use an attacker with additional attack component. In a similar example, I attacked the same ghost with Rogan, but instead of Elijah, I used Dalvi to follow up after. Dalvi killed the ghost where Elijah didn't, because Dalvi has an additional damage bonus to a regular attack. What happened was that Dalvi removed the final hit of Death Guard with a regular attack, and her additional damage component kicked in and killed the ghost after the Death Guard was gone. Lucius's third skill is Soul Strike. Lucius deals additional damage to the enemy based on the current life percentage. He can deal a lot of damage since this can crit and be affected by crit damage modifiers. It is a large reason why people put Rage and Fatal Runes on Lucius. At plus 14, Soul Strike can deal 75% of an enemy's current life, and when Lucius crits, he can one-shot many units that do not have high amount of defense. He also heals a portion of his max HP after he attacks. Lucius's awakening skill is Masochism. After Lucius attacks, Lucius gets a 10-turn buff where he heals 36% of his max life whenever he takes a hit. Lucius's gameplay is to hold his ground and stall off any threat. Because of Death Guard and Resurrection, he is one of the hardest units in the game to effectively one-shot. One-shotting Lucius requires very specific setups, and if he's plus 12 or above, it's actually impossible to do so since he resurrects 2 times. By holding his ground, he can take an entire lane for rounds, while your mage and warriors take care of the enemy team. Lucius is fairly easy to play and doesn't require much support as well. Just isolate him in his own area and watch him hold people off. Lucius's main weakness is that he's not a very threatening unit until he is plus 14. Until Lucius reaches plus 14, his Soul Strike only chips away at people. Even plus 14 Lucius can still be stuck if he runs into 100% defense units. Lucius also has no default immunities, meaning he's fairly easy to cripple with attack interferences or stat weakenings. This generally is not a big deal since Lucius's role is to tank, but if he is charmed, he can begin to chip away at his own Death Guard. It's important to note that when Lucius dies, all buffs and debuffs will be removed from him. This is a very important thing to keep in mind when using debuffs such as Concentrated Fire. I'll go over what Lucius counters. Lucius counters units by stalling and blocking them. As a result, he can counter most units in the game. Lucius is not really designed to kill units, although that is a very likely possibility if the setup is correct. Lucius excels at dealing with any single hit attacker. Eden, Nartis, Seto, Valtor, Ludmilla, and Dalvi are a few examples. While Eden can tank Levia hits as well, you need to be careful about using him for that purpose. Levia at plus 12 is able to bypass all guard mechanics and kill Lucius. If Lucius has already resurrected, he will lose all of his Death Guard stacks and die, unless he has another resurrection in store. Lastly, you want to watch out for multi-hitters. Christina and Catherine are particularly nasty sometimes. I'll go over some Lucius counters now. Levia and multi-hitters are the best way to deal with Lucius by far. Levia at plus 12 is able to remove any stacks of Death Guard like I mentioned before, but you have to make sure he resurrects first, since Lucius' Death Guard's mechanic only kicks in after he dies. If Levia is the first to kill Lucius, he will begin with a new full stack of Death Guard. You want to have Levia directly hit him after he has popped. Multi-hitters are great units to have to kill Lucius. Each individual hit of a multi-hit will shred one single Death Guard stack. Christina and Catherine in particular are great options. Nia is a great 4-star option as well. Wilhelmina, Foxy, Dr. Morgan, and BDM can be considered as well due to them having 3 hits of multi-hit. When using multi-hit units, make sure another unit pops Lucius' Death Guard first, as many multi-hit units will not be able to do enough damage to pop Lucius if they aren't properly buffed. It's recommended to pop Lucius with a powerful attacker like Dalvi or Eden, and then pelt him with multi-hits. So, some synergies with Lucius. Lucius pretty much works in any composition. He is one of the most versatile and flexible units in the game. Levia and Seto provide a set bonus for Lucius, but the bonus attack and the set bonus only really benefit Seto. There's Albion, who can provide taunt to Lucius for some interesting strategies in the underground arena. Raphithia provides Lucius some nice defensive buffs. If Nia, Christina, or Catherine opens on Lucius before he has popped, Raphithia buff makes it harder for him to die as he is healing back the damage he receives. Furthermore, Raphithia has a component where attackers hurt themselves as they attack, which is detrimental to Nia or Catherine. It also helps Seto kill himself faster if he is dueling Lucius. Helga can provide a lot of nice setups for plus 14 Lucius. Helga is an interesting mage/support hybrid who grants insane stat bonuses to the entire team if she dies. She could buff Lucius regardless of her position, and Lucius can take advantage of the large crit damage bonus and crit rate boost to wreak havoc. Other than that, he works with everyone. He is friend to all. Also remember that Bilious buff does not resurrect Lucius, so if you are to use the two together, you want Bilious to be buffing the other units on your team instead. Alright, so for my opinion. Lucius was always this game's defining super tank. Lucius has been the ideal reroll target for new accounts for ages. After the Octo Companion drop, it's still no different. Most players who have Lucius at plus 0 will see no difference with his changes, but Lucius at plus 12 is so unbelievably sticky that I'm constantly impressed at how he never dies. He is cockroach level of tenacity. Lucius maintains one of the highest use rates consistently throughout the game's lifespan. He is one of the most reliable mercenaries in the game. Lucius sees value in all PvP content and various PvE content. Lucius particularly shines in regular arena, world arena, guild war, and underground arena. If you're considering investing in Lucius, know that Lucius is one of the best legendaries at plus 0. However, he does not spike considerably until plus 12, which makes investing in him kind of an all or nothing ordeal. He has some nice buffs at plus 9 and 10, but it's hard to justify going that far with new accounts. My recommendation is to have him at plus 0 if you're still new, and focus on other legendaries in the meantime. If you already have a solid roster, Lucius is very nice at plus 12. Lucius has a nice plus 15 spike if you plan to go all the way, plus his companion Luvencia has a very nice Pegasus. Lucius is one of the game's most versatile and best tanks currently. I can't see him ever leaving the spotlight anytime. He feels very future-proof, and was easily the game's most versatile tank on its release, and remains to be even so right now. That's it for my Lucius Mercenary Spotlight. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and do all that nice YouTube jazz. I highly appreciate it.